Welcome to Happy Hunting. I am Cinders Vale, your host and hunt reporter. On every episode of Happy Hunting, you will get a peek at just some of the great hunt gifts that are out there on the grid. Hunt organizers put it all together, and the participating merchants give you a chance with hints and clues. We are doing a very special edition of Happy Hunting today. We are focusing on the Peace on Earth Hunt 10. And at the beginning of the show, we're going to be doing a very special interview with the hunt organizer, Tiviyah, and then we will be showing you just some of the amazing hunt gifts that you're going to be able to pick up. Thanks must go to the show sponsors, Designing Worlds and Hunt SL. And now, without further ado, please help me give welcome to the most amazing Tiviyah. Welcome, Tiviyah.
Thanks.
It's been a while since we've had a chance to do this, so I'm so happy you were able to be with us today.
Oh, gosh. I'm happy we could get here.
Now, as you can imagine, hunters, this time of year is quite busy for Tiviyah and for Peace on Earth Hunt resident, putting this all together. It is one of the most well-known hunts, I believe, here in the hunt community on Second Life. And Tiviyah, how did you get involved with Peace on Earth Hunt?
So, several years ago, I guess it would be about 5 years ago now, I had just kind of started in the modeling community and the fashion community in Second Life, and I had met Sequoia Nightfire. And around the time of hunt planning for POE 6, I became Sequoia's personal assistant. And so I didn't really come into like the organization of the hunt for POE 6, but I was there to kind of answer questions, help with the emergency form, like just general things that could help kind of make her life easier. And then September of the next year, she just kind of dropped from SL. She left for her real life reasons, motivations that are only her own. And Elara Gloriana Scrabblebat, her SL sister, approached me like 2 weeks before POE 7 was set to start. And no one had done anything with POE because Sequoia had been gone since September, but we had designers asking if there was going to be a hunt. We had hunters asking if there was going to be a hunt. And Elara really wanted to do it. And she wasn't well versed in the technical aspects of the behind the scenes stuff. So she pulled me in to help with that. And she was supposed to be like the front person, the face of the organizing the hunt that year. And I was just supposed to be able to sit in the background, run the website, script the object, etc. But then her computer kind of exploded. And I wound up doing the organization for POE 7. And I've been there ever since, doing 7, 8, 9, and now 10.
Well, I would certainly say you have become well-versed in all the ins and outs of putting on such a big hunt, and it is a big hunt.
Yeah, it was kind of trial by fire. Like, we didn't have any of the information that Sequoia had used in the past, and that was the biggest hurdle to try to get over, was especially for POE 7 when everything was so quickly put together. When we turned around to do POE 8, we had a lot of designers that were like upset and insulted and felt like we had purposely skipped inviting them, skipped having them participate in POE 7 just because we didn't have any lists of people that like regularly participated with Sequoia or regularly had certain spots or any sort of thing. So we were flying blind, and I had never really organized a hunt before, so I just kind of got thrown in and learned and tweaked as things went. And this year I vowed to make it bigger than any of the past 3 that I had, and we have about 298 numbered stops, but right now we've had 3 people have to withdraw for real life things. So we have about 295 stores to visit, and several of them have embraced male and female gifts, and they're going to either put them in the same globe or a couple are hiding multiple globes. So there should be at least 300 gifts to find.
Oh my, this is going to be a heaven for hunters out there, and my inventory is going to be so sad, but happy at the same time. It's going to be great. Well, I do know a little bit about what you went on pulling this all back together. And folks, bear in mind, What would you do if you suddenly in real life were thrown into the middle of a local fundraiser that maybe you attended but didn't do any of the behind the scenes stuff with really, and all of a sudden you're told, okay, our goal last year was X amount and we need to get you to do the same thing this year and do it better. How well would you do? I think Tivy and any of the folks that dove in to help did a marvelous job. So thank you, Tivy, for getting in there and helping Alara to pull it all back together.
Oh, thank you. And I really hate that she wasn't able to be more involved than she was the years that she wanted to do it, because her heart for PoE and her wanting to cater to the people that were asking for it is really what got us all involved in the first place. Had she not listened to people and had that passion to be like, no, I know it's 2 weeks away, I know it's not going to be as big as it usually is, but I want to do it anyway because people are asking for it, that's the attitude that kind of drove us all forward, even when she kind of had to step back because more real life stepped in, and I ended up having to take more of the front end role of things and create the hunt avatar to keep things organized, and create groups that I actually had the proper roles in and stuff like that. But like, it was her original passion for trying to keep it going that is the whole reason that it still functions.
Yes, it is. And of course, you've sent out all the stuff to the merchants. And as I can attest to, viewers, blogger packs have been being set up, and it's going to be incredible what you're going to be finding in this hunt. It runs the gamut of everything possible. And as Tivy said, quite a few of the participating merchants are doing his and her gifts. So guys, you're not being left out. So let's not hear complaining about that this year. Well, actually, I hear that quite a bit about a number of hunts. There's nothing for the guys. Gentlemen, you are included this year. So yay to all those merchants.
Yeah, I was really impressed with how many people embraced the male and female aspect. Like, I didn't really know for sure. There were very few male centric designers in the hunt list when people applied, and so I didn't know what to expect. And when I had asked people like for a rough idea of what they were going to create, most of them were very gender specific, or they were like furniture. And then I saw a lot of people embrace the idea of making a men's gift and a woman's gift, whether they were going to hide them separately or whether they had a male store and a female store, or whether they were going to put both gifts in the same globe. I've been getting multiple ad photos from several designers being like, oh, well, here's my male gift and here's my female gift. And I'm like, oh, thanks, guys. Like, I think the men will be very happy to at least have been included more than in past hunts. That's one of the biggest, not even really criticisms because it's not something I can control, but it's one of the biggest things that have shown up on my surveys at the end of the hunt season, is that men were like, I really wish there was more that I could have gotten.
Yes, we all know that some of the guys, like in real life, hate to go shopping, but at the same time, they want to look as well as the ladies do. And those of us who've been in the world long enough know back in the early days, say 6 years or more ago, there really was very little for the guys, but that has totally changed. They have as much access to great product as the ladies do. Though I am shocked when I still see a boy next door wandering around somewhere. It's like, ooh, but anyway, they can look wonderful in any style or fashion. And I think it's just a terrific thing. And for me, I just love looking through all the boxes and the bags. It's so much fun.
I'm glad you find it fun. I look at the group notices and I'm intimidated by the amount of blogger packs that have been sent out. Like, kudos on the early birds, man. They're going to be what makes my life easier when it comes time for walkthroughs. But like, I look at that thing, I'm like, I don't know how anybody's going to sort it out. So for you and our bloggers, like, my hat's off to all of you.
It will take dedication, but it's a joyful time of year for many of us who love to do hunting. And I think this number 10 is already shaping up to be one of the best hunts out there. That is my humble opinion.
Well, that's really good to hear. Like I know from the time that PoE 9 ended, I've been saying rather conservatively still, but I've been saying that I wanted PoE 10 to be the biggest that it could be. I wanted to reach out to the larger designers. I wanted to have more options, more different kinds of things. Like we have a couple of breedables in this hunt this year. Like we have furniture stores, we have skin stores, we have shape stores, we have clothing for men and women. Like it's all these different kinds of things. And that was always my goal for PoE in general, but definitely for PoE 10. Because if people on the grid hadn't asked for PoE to keep going, it wouldn't have kept going. And so for the 10th year of this hunt, and for putting up with me for 4 years, like they deserve the hugest thank you in the world. And I wanted to give them as much as I could. And I think PoE 10 is shaping up to do that.
I would most definitely agree with that. Though I have not personally put on a hunt, doing this show for as many years as I have, I definitely get a very good look at what goes on behind the scenes. I do know how hard all of you hunt organizers work, and that your IMs, note cards, and your email are probably filled up when you're putting one together, and even after it starts, because there's always some issues. You all are just amazing. How you keep track of the detail, you take care of any problems, and you try to make it the best experience for both the hunters and the merchants that are in it. So again, thank you so much for putting all this time and effort into it and making Peace on Earth one of the best hunts out there and one of my personal favorites.
Oh, well, thank you. I do like, I'm always really awkward when people try to thank me for stuff like that because, like, it's not just me. It's not. It's not even really just the team of people that I have with me. Like, I have an amazing blogger manager who makes my life simple with stuff like that. I have some amazing people that you'll see in bold text more often in the hunters group once the hunt gets started. Some people there to answer questions beyond, can anyone give me an additional hint for? Then that's the really supportive hunt community that usually does all of that and helps each other with that. But for any technical based questions, that kind of thing, I've got a team of people in there. I have a team of people that helps run the Flickr because I'm really bad at remembering to update the group. Like it's all of that, but even more than that, it's the hunt community. Like I remembered telling several designers when we were having some tough conversations the past couple of weeks that if the hunt community is not happy with what we're putting on, then we have no reason to put it on. So it's the hunt community that keeps this alive. It's the community that PoE itself created with the spirit that Sequoia had behind it when she first started it. And it's just cultivated this community of people that is incredibly generous, is incredibly humble, is incredibly thankful, but is still like fun to be around and just positive, happy people. I hate having group chats open 99 times out of 100, but the entirety of December, I keep the Hunters chat open because it makes me happy. Like all of the stress that we go through from September to December when this thing opens is entirely worth it when I watch the portion of the grid that partakes in this hunt just be happy with everything that happens and be overwhelmed and be, oh my god, there's such a pretty gown at XYZ store and there's such pretty jewelry over here and did you see the furniture, have you unpacked anything yet? No, there's so many boxes I haven't unpacked. Like to see these conversations take place just makes my heart happy.
Well, you bring up an excellent point. Hunters, when you do a hunt and it's well organized or there are some really great hunt gifts out there, take the time to drop a note card on the hunt organizer or that merchant and say, thank you. I really appreciate how you put this hunt together, or thank that merchant for creating and gifting you with such a wonderful hunt prize. They do like to hear from you, and they especially like to hear something positive. So give somebody a lift while you're doing any hunt, not just the Peace on Earth hunt. Let them know it's good and you really enjoy doing it. You will make somebody's day. Trust me on that one. I do hear about it.
You absolutely will. A lot of times, like the more one location traditional now, I guess you could call them, kind of sales events and things, are designers have that feedback on how their customer base and how event goers feel about their designs that they release at these events based on sales. If you sell an item for 250 lindens and you only make 1,000 lindens out of the entire event, well, maybe your item wasn't that well received. But when it comes to hunt items, especially free hunt items, so you can't see like a linden increase in things, you don't have that instant feedback. The system that I run with, I can tell them at the end of the hunt, or they can check at any given point how many people have clicked their globe. But sometimes that verbal feedback of, I just got your gift and I unpacked it and I loved it so much, I put it in my house. Like I deleted my old fireplace and put yours up because I loved it so much. Like those kinds of things. You don't have to brown nose to those designers, but sometimes even just a simple, hey, thanks so much for the work that you put into that. I can tell you put time into it and you gave it away to us for free. Like, thank you. And we'll make somebody's day.
Yes, it most certainly will. Well, Tiviyah, any final thoughts or words you would like to send out there to our viewers?
Well, do the hunt. No, but really, like, PoE itself has always been about the community of people that do the hunt. And so a lot of times people, especially in SL, with everything being as fleeting as it is, a lot of people would probably expect, they're like, oh, PoE 10 is such a huge milestone. Like, are you going to quit after that? Like, I've thought about it. I thought about quitting after PoE 9 and being so stressed about it and being like, I don't know if I need this stress in my life. But then PoE 10 came up and I was like, it's the 10th year. Like, I can't do that. And now I find myself, even though I've bounced back and forth with the idea of PoE 10 being the last one, I find myself planning for PoE 11. I find myself in conversations with people when they make suggestions and I'm like, oh, but I am going to write that down for next year for PoE 11 and see if I can restructure something that way. And so it's like, I don't think that PoE itself will ever die unless the hunt community decides it doesn't want it anymore. It's a thing that naturally evolved into what it is, and I think it's going to have to naturally devolve into whenever it's not needed anymore. And so as long as it's needed and as long as the community wants it, it'll be there.
Yay! You just plastered a huge smile on my face with what you just said. I am going to so look forward to Peace on Earth 11, and I hope that you will return next year for another interview.
Absolutely. I love this. This was fun.
Great. Tivy, thank you so much for coming today, and I so enjoyed myself. And hunters, just wait until the second half of the show when I show you just some of what you're going to be picking up for the Peace on Earth Hunt 10. Yes. All right, we are going to take a station break, and when we come back, the fun stuff begins. Deli Beam's Gem Gallery, established since 2006, provides mesh and prim jewelry in a range of genres, from vintage to Art Deco to classic modern for the Second Life woman. We also have sections for Second Life men and for bridal jewelry needs. Visit Deli Beams today. You're sure to find something lovely to complete your perfect look. Welcome back to Happy Hunting. For the second part of this episode, I will be showing you just a few of the hunt gifts from the Peace on Earth 10 hunt. Believe me when I say that the set here was full to the brim with boxes, bags, and so on from all the participating merchants. You hunters are going to have so much fun doing this hunt. Aphrodite's Shop's gift is the hot chocolate serving tray, which is fully animated and gives you 4 options, including a cookie. So yummy. True North Designs has the Christmas Joy fireplace that will add holiday cheer to your home. You are getting the decorated fireplace, and the rug comes with 7 sit animations for you and your friends. Barefoot Apparel has gifts for both the guys and ladies. The Frosty hoodie outfits are standard mesh, and besides the hoodies, you are also receiving the Frosty sunglasses and black knit beanie. The Mercantile Shabby Desk Holiday Edition has wonderful accents for all of your holiday celebrations. Just look at the details. Dench Designs has gone and gifted you with an entire kitchen to make your season warm and bright. Touch the kitchen table to change the options. There are even a couple of surprises in the kitchen. Special Impressions has a unique gift for you hunters. The Christmas Rustic Ladder Decor is a fun take on decorating for the holidays. I'm sure you all will find just the right place for it. That wraps up this special edition episode of Happy Hunting. Watch Happy Hunting on happyhuntingtv.wordpress.com, huntsl.wordpress.com, a View TV, and be sure to subscribe to our Happy Hunting TV YouTube channel. Our last show for 2017 will air on December 11th. Until then, let's go hunting!